Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to Business. Now, diluting state shares in investment firms for the private sector is one of the best decisions Ghana can make. That's according to Deputy Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Ekwa Feji. Government has indicated plans to offload majority shares in selected state enterprises to be listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange to allow the private sector to be part of ownership structure of these entities. In an interview with Joy Business, Ekwa Feji endorsed the idea and believes it will encourage more listings on the market.
When you go back to history and look at the establishment of Ghana Stock Exchange, the premise for setting it up was basically to have government privatize state-owned enterprises through the market. But that has not happened over the years. Only a few companies have been privatized. So if a top government official is coming back saying that, look, we need to take a look at the state enterprises and find out the good ones, the ones that we can make sure that they can go out there, raise capital and list on the market and allow Ghanaians to participate. Then that is certainly good news, and it can impact greatly on the market. One of our challenges is getting more listings. How do we get more listings? You talk to private entrepreneurs, most of them have family-owned businesses. It's difficult for them to bring others in. We haven't had it's easy trying to get government to offload. So if this is a new policy that's coming up, then that is good news for the market and it's going to impact very positively on the market.
You don't see it as a way of bullying the other players in the market because they'll say governments, this is a government institution, they are coming with some muzzle.
I won't say that they're going to bully anybody on the market. What I would say is that it's rather going to attract others to also come onto the market. When private sector also sees that, after all, government-owned entities are also going to the market to raise long-term capital that they need to expand. Then why are you sitting there and taking short-term loans to finance long-term projects? And that is where the main issue is. So you're likely to rather see a more positive impact of attracting other potential issuers to also use the market.
Now, CEO and President of the Chairmantin Group of Companies, formerly known as the Comet Group, Nana Odeneho Chairmantin, says the rollout of the National Mortgage Fund, as announced by the Minister for Works and Housing, is a step in the right direction to help solve the country's housing needs. However, he noted the objectives can be realized when the sector is formalized. He was speaking on the business edition of PM Express with Philip Namfuri.
Our present housing policy, which I believe was launched in 2015, was based on the beginning where from 1989, where the World Bank brought in the idea that we should privatize housing from the state housing type, where the state housing were supposed to build houses and the people access them for decent living, and they were high purchases. So through the World Bank and then the Senate and others, HFC was established. Okay. Yes, and they gave us some money and started. That brought about Committee 18 and those places using TDC. It has worked well to a point, but by the 90s, in the middle of it, it started changing again. So after that, there was a concern, and then this idea of having a central, having a national policy where the state will play a major role. Sure. But because of our background of not encouraging government-led housing delivery, it is based upon the fact that the private sector should be able to produce the houses and then we on-lend it or give it out to people. The most interesting thing that I saw or I have seen is the issue of having a national housing fund.
True.
Yes. And the basis of it is to enable people to access or get cheaper mortgages. And I think I'm very happy about it. Okay. First, for the fact that it is our fundamental human right to be housed or to have housing. And it is part of the Constitution. Because your right to live, your right to have food, your right to have education, your right to be employed. These are all part of entrenched provisions of the Constitution. Okay. But unfortunately, for a long time, the housing delivery and housing ownership has been quite informal. So I have been advocating since 2005 that we should turn the housing into a formal sector of the economy so that we could all benefit from it. Because it looks quite disjointed It looked disorganized. So with this, now the way we are going, I'm very, very happy.
And that's business on News Desk. Back to Ben.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Coming up shortly in sports, Andre Ayew announced substantive captain for the Black Stars. We've got details to stay.